So today it's a gloomy day here on Lake Como. It looks like November, it's raining cats and dogs, but it's a perfect day and I'm here in a warehouse with no lighting whatsoever because I want to show you the capabilities of this brand new flash that they sent me. It's the little but marvelous Godox IT30 Pro. Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. Thomas Love here from One Lens Only, and today I want to show you this little tiny thing. It's a little tiny box that they sent me. Let's see if it focuses on it. Right? It's a Godox flash. It's the teeny tiny IT30 Pro. Now I will show you how small that is, and then we will mount it on my camera, which is the A7C Mark II. And why I needed this flashlight, because I only have one. I'm already using Godox. I appreciate that so much. It's a great brand, great products. They keep releasing software updates because they listen to consumers and the needs they have. So for my photos, I normally shoot portraits on location of wedding proposals here on Lake Como. So it's either villas or on boats. And both conditions, I need speed lights, either to compensate the sunshine or to compensate the shades, because in interiors, like I am right now, there's not much light coming in, and so I need a speed light. And I'm using a Godox V860 Mark III paired to the trigger, the Godox X3. Now, this little teeny tiny flash, it will be an additional one that I will use as a filler, and I will pop it on my camera because not only it is a speed light, a flashlight, call it as you want, but it is also a trigger. Now, the latest release of products by Godox, they are all capable of being triggers, so triggering up to 3 different lights, whether you're using the 80-200 or the strobe or the fixed lights or the speed lights. You can use any of the Godox product as a trigger, and so this will be replacing my X3. Not for everything, because when I'm shooting on location, the X3 also manages the modeling light, which is great to see the direction and the modifiers that you want to use. But this one, when you're using it as a filler and you pop it on top of your camera, well, it can trigger the V860 Mark III that I'm using as a main speed light because it's bigger and more powerful. Now, bear with me a second because I want to show you the difference in size, and I'm getting it here. So right now we are talking about this V860 Mark III compared to the teeny tiny. As you can see, it's not matching at all. You will see when I mount it on top of my camera. And I mean, this is as small, just maybe a bit bigger in size than the trigger, the X3, because it has the same capabilities. And in addition to that, it has this very powerful flashlight. I will show you right now the pluses and the minuses of the big one compared to the small one. Now, I have to say, the big one, which is this V860 Mark III, it's a great thing because you have the chances of having, well, of course, the diffuser, and here they have a diffuser. You can choose between narrow and wide on the side. I don't think it's changing that much, but we'll see together how it changes. And then this one, you can eventually change the direction. So if you want to have it bounce on the ceilings or against the wall, you can have it bounce, and you will have to change the direction directly when it is on camera. While this one, it's just fixed, so it would be facing the front, and it's a bit, the axis is not completely aligned to the glass, so it's a bit out of it, and then we will see what the limitations are for that. But this one, I normally use it off camera, and so you will have to mount it on its foot, and then you can put it on any tripod. Right now I'm using the tripod to hold this Ulanzi LED light, otherwise it would be too dark in here, despite I'm shooting in log, so not in S-Cineton today, because the base ISO are high and so on and so forth. And so we'll see together what the difference is between these two and this one, in addition all the other capabilities from the little one. Well, of course, you have the removable battery, while the little one, you will have to plug it in on the USB-C port that you have on the side. And in addition to that, this you can change the parabolic for the distance. So either it syncs automatically to the camera, or you can choose to have a different aperture because maybe you're using it off camera and you are far away because you want to use the compression. I have my 28 to 75 mil to shoot portraits, so I want to use the compression of the 75 mil, while this one would be off camera, closer to my subject, and I'm using it with a parabolic aperture of normally 24 mil, so I'm sure I cover both the people in the couple. So I'm not using any modifiers right now so far, but maybe I will buy a a soft box or something else as a modifier for the main light. So this one will be used as a trigger and as a filler. So we are having the angled light off camera, and this will be on camera up to 9 meters. You can choose the distance. We will see later on. Within the menu, you can choose the distance of your subject. So I don't know if it changes anything in the parabolic, in the inner parabolic, but maybe it does. And so this is the Sony version. You can have Canon, Fuji, Nikon, so all the main brands are covered. But let's see it in action. So what to say, here we had different trials. I tried changing settings, locations, and so basically I'm using my X3 as a trigger also to command the two speed lights that I have. So now I have two off-site speed lights, one to define the back if this is the case, or one to bounce over the ceiling if you want to have soft light reflected from the ceiling. If you don't have the ceiling, you can have it directed, you can use modifiers, and the other one to be used as the filler. It is very small, compact and lightweight. Nonetheless, it is quite powerful, guys. So please remember to always shoot single shot. Why is that? Because continuous, they will trigger the speed light only the first time, and then it needs, I don't remember, maybe 1.5 seconds to recharge and then to shoot properly. So single shooting is key, and then wait for the right moment, position the lights where you want them. If you don't have models to try it out and the strength and the whatever, you can go there yourself. This is what I'm using. I'm using a few tools. I'm using my Motorola as a remote trigger to trigger the shutter in my Sony a7C Mark II. I'm using the X3 as a trigger for the other two flashes, and in the very end I have to say the camera is a bit slowed down. It didn't keep up to the pace. You need to be patient. It takes a while to focus when you're using these many devices because all these radio settings are affecting the camera. Nonetheless, Godox is a perfect companion for your professional shooting. If you need speed lights, if you need fillers, if you need triggers, whatever, I can only recommend that. Please guys, find all the links here below because this little stuff will change your life, will change your photography, and are available for only a few dozen bucks. Now, the other thing that I wanted to talk to you, and I'm showing you right now, is that if you are a street photographer like I am most of the time, you can eventually pop up this very teeny tiny speed light on top of your camera and a compact, a pancake glass and whatever, and you will have a setting which is very versatile because especially in during days like these where everything is gloomy, you will have the chance of enlighten the face of your subject. Sorry, I was just switching off everything because then I will have to recharge all the batteries. And so I will show you how small, compact and lightweight it is on top of my camera. Now, be aware when you are shooting on top of your camera, if you move the side selector to wide, if you're using a long focal and long camera, like I'm using my 28 to 75 mm G2 from Tamron, it might generate a shadow cone. So just make sure you use a compact glass if you're shooting not at the distance, because otherwise with longer glasses you will be generating a shadow cone, and so you will have to zoom in and use the compression and avoid that cone. While if you are at shorter distance like the 28 to 75, when you're shooting wide open, since it's a quite long glass like this long, you will generate a shadow cone. So either go for the longer focal length or go for a pancake compact glass. I will show you how it is mounted on my camera, and I'm sure you will appreciate the size and the versatility that you have out of this Godox IT30 Pro. Okay, so we mounted it already. As you can see, these are both synced because we have the same channel, and this one is in transmitter mode, which is the small icon you see up here, and we want to have high-speed sync on both flashes so we can eventually use them. Now, just to show you, I put them both on TTL, and as you can see, this is triggering the other one, so they are both shooting right now. Now, if we want to go a bit further, we can eventually mount the X3. Now, as you can see, we have both pre-synced already on channel A and B, and we need to switch these from transmitter to receiver, and eventually all of them will flash. So it's very easy because they sync to one another quite easily. You just need to choose the channel, and then either the X3 can work as a trigger, or this one can work as a trigger, or even the V860 can work as a trigger. So you have in this setting 2 off-camera flashes, while this is the trigger on camera. You have 1 off-camera and 1 filler. So guys, it was a very good surprise from this teeny tiny flashlight on top of my camera, because finally I have a filler to be used together with the main one, and so this is gonna trigger the other one. So it's super easily manageable by the touch screen here on the rear. You can choose to lock it if you don't want to accidentally touch it and change the settings, or not. You can either use the touch screen, or you can use the wheel on top of the speed light, and I absolutely recommend it because it only costs 80 bucks. So with that, please let me know if you have any questions about these Godox products that I just showed you, because these are great quality products for a fraction of the price of the official branded first brand flashlights. And with that, I hope you got some value out of this video. If you did, please remember to like it, share it on your social media, subscribe to the channel so you won't miss the videos to come, and I guess I will see you later. Thank you. Bye-bye.